right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fellow Postmates of all ages and ethnicities. My name is Nate, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about gas, okay? In my last video, I talked about phone calls, placing the order, things like that. I got my AirPod in right now. It's helping me to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly because there are a couple cars going by where I'm at right now where I wanted to film. And I apologize for that, but specifically this video is going to be about gas, but it's not going to be anything internal with your car, okay? I'm going to do a separate video about that. This is more about just things that you didn't know about your gas tank that you probably should know, or maybe you already know, but this is just to reiterate those points. I'll do a later video about things that you can physically do to your car to save on gas, okay? With that being said, let's get started. First, let me start with this, okay? This is kind of the foreground I want to start with. You need to download an app called Gas Buddy, okay? I should put like some kind of little graphic over here on my left side, but it's called Gas Buddy. What it is basically it'll tell you where all of the cheapest gas is around you, okay? That's the main gist of it. Only thing I want to even say about Gas Buddy outside of that is simply it'll give you the option to report whether the gas is right, and it'll tell you, hey, you can win points by doing that and all of this. Look, ignore all of that. Just use it to find the cheapest gas around you and go to that gas station. Another tip that I want to say is when it comes to saving on gas is you want to make sure you're using cruise control a lot, okay? And the reason I say that is because your car uses the most gas when you're pressing on the acceleration, okay? So if you are a speed demon, you love to just, zoom off. As soon as the light turns green, you just hit that gas. I'm telling you, you are killing your tank. You're using up so much gas that you don't need to be using, okay? So exactly, pressing on the acceleration and losing a lot of gas doing it. You are losing so much gas just hitting the acceleration. That is what is really killing your tank. So just be careful of that if you know you're a speed demon, okay? And use cruise control because it lowers that down. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about would be when to fill up your tank. Let me tell you something. You are a full-time, maybe not some of you are full-time, but some of you, if you're full-time, you're using your tank for a lot of important stuff, okay? It's your income. It's important to you. So what you need to do is make sure that you're no longer one of those people that put $5 in your tank here, $10 in your tank here, let me put in like 12 bucks at this gas station. No, if you go to the gas station, you need to fill up your tank. But the point I'm trying to make is you should always fill up your tank at halfway. Reason being, actually, let's just imagine, I got a cup of water in my hand, right? Okay, so I got a bottle of water actually. So you see how it's at halfway, okay? I want you to imagine this is your tank, okay? When it's at halfway like this, all of this area, okay, where it's air is hot air, like hot air. So what it's doing is it's actually helping to evaporate this part down even further, okay? So let me give you an example. I'm gonna drink this real fast. So a lot of you guys are running around with tanks like this, okay? If you're running around with a tank like this is all hot air. Okay, it's literally just evaporating this as fast as possible. You drive for a living. You want to make sure that your tank is at halfway when you fill it up, okay? You won't see the results that quickly, but trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. Always fill up at halfway. Which brings me into my next point. My next point would have to be when you get a delivery that's far away, okay? This is, I guess, point number, 4 or 5? I'm not sure where I'm at. But when you get a delivery that takes you far away, don't stress. Don't think of it as a big deal. Think of it as maybe a blessing if you can, okay? It'll take you out of the midst of LA. It'll take you maybe deep Santa Monica. Maybe it'll take you to the valley, whatever, who knows. Take that time, utilize that time to fill up your tank. Because sometimes the gas around there is at least 50 cents cheaper, okay? It's just a lot better. Like, sometimes the gas in LA is like at $3.10 minimum. Sometimes it's like I see stuff as high as $3.99, and if you let your tank get down to that really low marker, then guess what? you don't really have a choice where you're gonna fill up. You basically just gonna fill up whatever's closest to you. And if it's one of those $3.99 places, then it's gonna mess up, your money. So just make sure that you fill up at halfway because it gives you more options, and make sure you fill up when you're far away because you have more options of cheap places. The last point I want to make is when you should fill up your tank. A lot of people, I know you do Postmates part-time. Okay, if you have a job where you have to get up early in the morning to go, I would recommend getting up extremely early to go fill up your tank in the early morning. The reason being is because after nighttime, after the tank that's underneath, sorry about the car there, after the tanker that's underneath the gas station, at night that cools down a lot. Okay, so none of the hot sun is hitting the pavement and heating up the actual tanker underground. So what happens is it's not as syrupy, if you can understand. It's just a little bit thicker, and it lasts a little bit longer. I know that that's a small tip, but I mean, it really helps out a lot. And also be careful if you ever go to a gas station and there's a tanker truck there, okay, that's filling up the tank. Because what it is at the bottom of that tanker, it's just a lot of sediment that's just been sitting there. They don't clean it, they don't do anything extra to it. And when that tanker truck is filling up the tank that's underground, what's happening is that sediment's getting stirred up. And if you're filling up your tank while you're there, then you're just putting all of that stuff in your car. You need to protect your car at all costs. It is literally your income. It is literally putting money in your pocket. So you don't want to do anything bad to your car. You want to treat it as nice as possible. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Sorry, that's all that I have for this video, but like I said, I'm going to be doing a more in-depth video with another guy. His name is Ben. We should be getting together. Shout out to you, Ben. You really made me want to go ahead and get this video knocked out. But me and him are going to be going together to talk about what you can do with your car physically. I'm not a huge car guy, but I'm going to get his help with that. And we'll talk more about what you can do to your car to save on gas physically, okay? All right, with that being said, everybody out there, please drive safe.